What a brilliant way to live. I mean, when you just said that, the idea of I knew that it wasn't going to last forever and I didn't want it to. That's so the opposite of how we're conditioned to think. Most of us are conditioned to believe when you find something good, hold on to it forever. Make sure it lasts forever because you never know. And I love your perspective because I think not only is it healthier for the mind and the ego, it's actually the reality of life, that everything is ephemeral and transient and it will move anyway.
Yeah.
And so you wanting to hold on to something that isn't yours to control is almost a fool's game anyway.
Well, then you're a kid with a balloon.
Yeah.
Right? And you go and hold, I'm never ever going to let this balloon go. Right? And ignoring for a second the environmental impact of letting a balloon go. Let's talk about it just metaphorically.
Yes,
that you go, this is my balloon. I'm going to hold this, but I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to let go of this balloon. In fact, I'm going to tie it to my wrist so it can't disappear, because that happened to me once before. And it, you know what I mean? I'm going to just, that's it. And then slowly that balloon will just wilt and it will run out of the thing that made it great. And it will just then it's tied to your wrist and you're dragging it behind you, right? And actually, there's something quite beautiful. And again, environmentally, I'm not encouraging this. We didn't know about this when we were kids. When you let go of a balloon, it's magical. Magical. Look, and then you see it and you're like, oh my God, I used to have that. I used to hold on to that. And look at it now. Look, it's just flowing. Wow. That's amazing. And then you go, well, now I haven't got a balloon. And then you go, well, maybe I'll get another one.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be another balloon and maybe it'll be a different shape or it'll be shinier or whatever it is. Like, you've got to be able to let go of stuff to make new things come in. You've got to have the space and the time to encounter something new. A friend of mine a year ago, maybe less, had his heart broken in the most brutal circumstances. It was his first girlfriend, and they broke up, and he was just not in a good way. And this was his first real proper serious girlfriend, certainly the first time he'd been in love before. I just found myself saying to him, I was like, this is great. This is great because you really only understand what love is once your heart's been broken. You understand how tender it is. And I was like, and you understand it now. And you're looking at this all wrong. You get to do it again. You get to do this again. You're going to meet someone else and feel all these feelings, and perhaps you'll go into that relationship learning what you've learned from this relationship, and that will then feed that relationship in a different way. And he's just met someone, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah.
Got that balloon again.
Yeah. You're like, that's it. That's it. And so again, I think it's expectation is the thing that makes us hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
If you can just ebb and flow with stuff, you're going to find it so much easier to take the good, the bad, and the everything in between as just all being good for you, I think.
James, you're a philosopher. Who knew? We're going to have to add it to the list. We're going to have to add it to the list of the titles. No, genuinely, I mean, that visual you just painted of the balloon, that's going to stay with me for a long time. I've probably never heard it. I don't know that it's a thing. I think we just might have made it up. You made it up, but it is so...
Banksy made it up.
Yeah, there we go.
We've taken Banksy's image.
No, it's such a beautiful way of sharing that lesson. There's, a Zen saying that says, what's holding you back is what you're holding on to.
Yeah.
And that's, but that visual that you just painted is so powerful. And even the visual that you painted of saying that you come out to all this rapturous applause and, you know, the hoo-ha and the idea of you coming out into the stage, but you're thinking about the fact that the screen says applause on the other side.
Because I think if you don't, it's really dangerous. I think it's really dangerous.
Were you conscious of that? And have you been conscious of that the whole time in your career? Because
no, not the whole time.
When did that become like a real, because that's Marcus Aurelius meditations at its best. Marcus Aurelius famously had
I don't know this.
So Marcus Aurelius, when he would walk around the Roman town square, he had an assistant that would follow him around. And the role of the assistant was that whenever anyone in the town square would say, Marcus Aurelius, you are such an amazing emperor. You are phenomenal. You're incredible. The assistant's only job was to whisper in his ear, you're just a man. You're just a man.
Wow.
And that sort of practice. And so when you said that, that's the first thing I thought of when
I didn't know
you
that.
said the
That's
applause.
amazing.
I was like, wow, you're living that.
I think I've probably fallen into the pitfall of thinking I was more of a dude than I really was quite early-ish in my career. I guess in a way, I think I'm sort of entering phase 3, right?
Yeah.
If phase 1 was History Boys writing Gavin and Stacey, phase 2 was going to Broadway to do One Man, Two Governors, everything that came with that, and then ending up hosting a late night TV show. And phase 3 will be whatever this is, and I don't know. I mean, look, I've fallen into all those pitfalls of thinking that you're more of a dude than you really are, thinking any of this is, it's like fame and success, whatever, you know, level of that I kind of have in a way, like it's on the whole a picnic, right? It's great. It's lovely. People come up, they talk about things or to things that they've liked or enjoyed, and certainly being back here in London, you know, it's amazing hearing people talk about like Gavin and Stacey and stuff, which obviously I would never hear in America. And I'm so proud of that show. And I think I've started to think of like, don't confuse the selfie, right? I think for me, I think it's different if you're like Brad Pitt, Harry Styles. Do you know what I mean? Adele. Like, I think that's that's an aura and an orb of fame, which I think is not what I'm talking about now. Whereas I think, on the whole, when people are asking for a selfie with me, it isn't really anything to do with me. I think it's just people go, well, this is going to be good on my story. Right? I do. No, I do. No, I'm not, that is not any faux. I genuinely believe that. Yeah. I think people are going, well, he's there. He's only over there. This is gonna be great. Yeah. In amongst the other 4 photos of my day, right? And I love taking photos of people. I don't say no. So I used to say no when I was with my kids more, but now they have a bit better understanding of it, and I don't need to hold their hands all the time. So that was my wife was like, you cannot give your attention to someone else when they're that, like, so Charlotte
walking past the road,
whatever.
Like, yeah.
So Charlotte's 6. So if I'm out with, like, you know, my 2 eldest, it's always a lot easier now, and it's people are really great and cool and lovely. Yeah. But I don't ever in my life go, I got all these people here. They just want a photo. What can I say? I just go, no. This is. They didn't find me. They haven't been waiting for me. I just happen to be in the same Joe and the Juice as them. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I might as well, you know?
No, I love that. That's amazing. But no, I do love how conscious you were of that. And it's so fun because that mindset, that approach to success, that approach to fame makes everything just feel wonderful and beautiful. And it makes everything so, you know, in the sense of, when I don't mean perfection, I mean in the sense of, it gives you a sense of joy in an interaction, removing the expectation and the weight that can come with it.
Yeah, I also just think you have to just take it all with a bag of salt.
Yeah.
All of it. Everything. Yeah. Everything. Good, bad. Yeah. You know, if you just can take it with the same bag of salt. Yeah. And distance yourself from it. you can just sort of go, well, that's over there.
Yeah.
That's happening over there. And but what's really I'm here.
Yeah.
And here are my friends and my family and all those things. And also just being so aware of like how lucky you are.
Yep.
How lucky you are.
Yeah.
And if you lose sense of that, and I understand when people do, by the way, and I have, at other points in my career and in my life, and I'm not walking around like this every day. Like I have all those same things, right? So this, it's not like I'm sort of floating around like a kind of. I'm really, really not. And a lot of this really is predicated on just how much sleep I get.
Yeah. Mate, that's true for all of us.
Like, that is it.